It's my pleasure to introduce Michael Kaiser, who's the Executive Director of the National Cybersecurity Alliance. Michael and Amy Larson-Kirkpatrick, who are also here today, have been great partners with the City of San Diego in coordinating many resources between Department of Homeland Security and other agencies, and have brought extremely important domain expertise to the City of San Diego. So, Michael?
Thanks, Darren. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate ESET support. Really appreciate what everybody has done for securing our e-city. I'm just going to talk for a couple minutes about actually the Stop, Think, Connect message that Amy talked about a little bit earlier. So she mentioned a couple, this is a public-private partnership. Stop, Think, Connect. There we have our logo. I want to talk a little bit about why it is what it is. So Stop, Think, Connect was an answer to a problem, and the problem was that there's discordant information about the internet, safety and security. People really making big investments in trying to make people aware, but we're all making different investments, and we're talking about different things and sending different messages. And there was a need, and Foy Shiver from the APWG is here. Raise your hand, Foy, because people should know you're here. One of our partners in this project, a leader, along with Peter Cassidy in this effort, that there was discordant information about cyber crimes, that there was a lot of different advice about what people are supposed to do, and people were making up their own slogans left and right. There was no single memorable message. There was no group taking responsibility to act together. Even though people were acting extremely responsibly separately, they weren't coming together, and that's how you solve some of these problems. And there was no single entity, public or private, that was taking on this effort. So what we did was we brought people together. We brought the private sector. Amy mentioned a couple of the names that are here, but also Microsoft participated in that effort, and they're here today. And I saw Dan from Intuit earlier. Intuit was also a partner in this project. I don't know if I'm missing anybody else in the room who was part of the messaging group that's here in San Diego that I didn't see. But in the end, it was 28 companies, 7 federal agencies, several nonprofits that came together, right, to create this unified message, a message that we could all use and share. Amy talked a little bit, earlier, kind of the Smokey Bear campaign for cybersecurity, or some of the other big public service messaging that you've seen over the years. And it was a shared responsibility. Everybody knew that we had to do this together. Most of the people and companies around that table and the federal agencies had done this work before. It wasn't like this was groundbreaking in that kind of way, but they hadn't done it together. They hadn't joined forces to do it together, to come up with something not just for themselves, but for the benefit of all. And that's what we did. Oops. I'm not going to talk about this a lot, but I want you to have one takeaway here, right? We did research. This was not something, we didn't have 28 people in a room batting around ideas saying, oh, that would be a good slogan. Oh, that would be a good slogan. In fact, we met maybe 7 or 8 times over the 14 months, and we resisted that at every meeting because it's very easy to say, ooh, I have the really good idea for a slogan. No, we did something much more important. We went out and asked people. We asked the public. We asked the public where they stood on this issue. We asked them how this issue stood in relationship to other issues in their lives. We asked them why it was important to them. We asked them how it felt when they did feel secure. What was that feeling? We tried, because if you're going to really have great messaging, it's not just an action item, which is what we wanted, but you have to tap people's emotion, right? You have to get to them emotionally as well as intellectually. But this just shows you here, this is one slide of about an 80-slide deck on research, that actually people felt the personal responsibility, 96%, very high. But here, even more important, the second one from the bottom, I want to learn more about how to be safe and secure online. 90% of the people wanted that. If you're doing public education and you have 90% of the people already want to know what you have to tell them, we have a wide open door, and that's what makes projects like Securing Our e-Cities so vital and so timely. And here is just a little bit of what we talk about on the emotional side. When we ask people, there was a whole series of questions here about taking action to be safer and more secure online is driven by values, but we sort of asked them, when you have the benefit of being safe and secure online, how do you feel? Well, obviously they felt personal security, but they also felt peace of mind. And that's not something we talk about a lot in cybersecurity. We want to talk about peace of mind, right? But consumers are talking about peace of mind. That's how it makes them feel. And we need to build this in. And that's how we developed the Stop, Think, Connect message. It was really based on consumer research, collaboration, and other things. Now, I'm just going to finish here. There's the message one more time. Hopefully you'll be seeing it. You saw it in the Girl Scouts last night. It's out in the hall. We've got things here. It's all over the place. But I want to tell you that you're going to see it far and wide, because the strength of this partnership is not just the collective coming together to create the message. The strength of this partnership is the network that has this message to disseminate it. So you can see it already being used by ESET in securing our e-city. We know that AT&T is going to put this message in every single consumer bill in October. We are talking tens of millions of impressions. We know that Facebook launched a game, an app on their Facebook security page on Monday that has a Stop, Think, Connect security quiz, and they're going to back it up with 35 million impression ads this month to drive people to that site. We know that Microsoft has started to change some of their forward-facing things with Stop, Think, Connect on their Microsoft.com Protect portal. We're going to start to see this all over the place in many different places. We know that Intuit is using it in their consumer-facing website properties. So the power of the partnership wasn't just to come together to make the message. The power in the partnership is how we all implement it. And the good news for all of you is that you can get involved, that this message is licensable by anyone for free. So just go to stopthinkconnect.org and you can find out some more information about how to contact us, and we can get you set up and you can all use it as well. And that's what we're looking for. Broad sweeping adoption. So in the end, it's a message, very simple. Stop, Think, Connect can be taught by anyone to anyone. And that's what we're really trying to achieve. Thank you for having us. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Securing Our eCity, for leading the way.